Sweety Pie, and welcome back to my channel. We're still sort of in quarantine. I'm starting work next week. It's all a crazy thing. You know, we're doing the most. We're doing the most. So that's the update. Let's get into what I wanted to talk about today. Okay. I swatched all these palettes and I did, full swatches for you guys, so I will insert those. Today we're talking about springtime palettes. Yeah, like I've got some face palettes in here as well, but these are like just palettes. I went through my collection and I was like, okay, it's about to be spring in Canada, and it's that what that means is that it's literally like sunny and beautiful one day and raining like cats and dogs the next. And yeah, we'll get that until like forever, which honestly I don't even know if that's a bad thing right now with the climate and everything that's going on. So yeah, that's what's up. So today we're gonna talk about 8 different palettes that I have that I think are very springy. I was going through these and I was like, damn girl, you like burgundy. Like I think burgundy is a thing to me, and I just never realized it. Some of these are a little bit more like daring than others, but it's springtime and there's flowers and everything is actually blooming. I went for a bike ride, just around like 4 days ago or 5 days ago, and everyone's flowers are coming up and they're so beautiful, and that was a nice experience. So yeah, if you guys want to know what my springtime palettes are going to be and the palettes I'm going to bring out this spring, then stay tuned. Also, obviously, don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff. I love you guys so much and you always are so good to me. And yeah, so let's get into this video. Oh, honestly, I was just about to say, this look is actually going to probably be up before this video, and it is the like name challenge where I picked only brands that started with M. My name's Melissa, Sweety Pie on this channel, but Melissa in real life. So yeah, if you want to see how I got this look, then definitely go check that video out. I'll probably leave it at the end of this video, so you could probably just stay and watch this video and then go watch that one if you haven't already. First palette we're getting into. Okay, this is just the first one that I was looking at. This is, and I know you can still get this because I was actually at Walmart and I did see it. This is the Hard Candy Blushful Nudes palette. Now, this palette is a Burgundy Dream. It's actually very similar. I did a comparison with 3 different palettes and the Huda Beauty New Nudes palette. This is a very good, inexpensive dupe for that. I think these are less than $10. So I definitely love this. It has some deeper tones. It's definitely like a burgundy fantasy. But I love these colors right here. These pinks and golds are so light and fresh and fluffy for spring, for those really like pretty looks. And I think the pinks work really well as well. These mattes work really good. If you're into burgundies, you're gonna love this anyway. It's not gonna matter. They have 2 glitters in here. I much prefer this one, the one that's right up here, to the one that is in the lower column. It's less pigmented. It's a little bit more hard and like, I don't know, like they didn't put enough emollient in it and you can't get it off the pan as easily. But honestly, like, cut out the 2 glitters, still a really beautiful, gorgeous, inexpensive palette. So that's number 1, and that has a couple shades that would be like your matte cream shade if you're into that kind of thing. If not, I don't know, you guess you could use them for inner corner highlight if you were doing a matte look. They are pretty pigmented. So yeah, first palette. Second one, let's just do another drugstore one. This one, okay. So the reason I picked this is the Maybelline New York Lemonade Crazed palette. I did a review on both of the palettes they brought out, the lemonade one and the grape soda, I think is what it's called. And this is the look of the palette. Now, the reason I brought this out and thought this would be a really amazing spring palette is because you are not going to get a super deep dark look from this palette. It's going to be very light, very airy. The coral and the color Ice Pop, really pretty, but they're not going to be your overly pigmented shades. You're going to get a light wash of color, which I don't actually mind. I can build up the Lemonade Craze or the Ice Pop pretty deeply, but for the most part, like, they have this darker brown right here called Old Fashioned, and I do like it. I just think that when they start to build on each other, you start losing pigmentation, so I wouldn't expect anything too deep or too dark, but that's perfect for spring because we're looking for like pretty yellows, you know, corals, you know, if you're going for like that whole seasonal makeup trend, which I don't really know if I do. Like, I know I don't do it, but I just thought this would be a cool video to film. Like, come on guys, give me a break. But yeah, this one, pretty good palette, just not for your deep dark looks. Next one, you can definitely get a deep dark, super colorful look from, and it is the Zulu palette from Juvia's Place. I love their eyeshadows. Hands down, I love their freaking eyeshadows. They're pigmented, they're beautiful. Honestly, sometimes when they, you know, they release a palette, it's almost, you can almost not even do a light look with their shadows because they're so bold and just, oh, they're beautiful. They are beautiful. And I picked out the Zulu because obviously the colors of spring, like the yellow, the pinks, and the purples. These two shimmers are, they're just gorgeous. They're absolutely stunning. If you are into this kind of thing, you will love this. I've created quite a few looks with like these top shades here. Do they? I guess they don't have names on their palettes or anything, do they? Why do I not have? They do have names on their palettes. I have a Zulu palette that has no names. I just realized that. They do have names on their palettes. I guarantee you. I think, one sec. Okay, here we go. The Nubian 2. Hey, I got a freaking palette that has no names in it. Okay, doesn't even matter. Zulu palette, really pretty, really pigmented. I did have a tiny bit of like patchiness with this purple shade, but it's so pretty. It's so pretty. And if you take your time and you work in like, you know, a cream shade from any of these other palettes, or even a single like the Wet n Wild Creme Brulee, oh gosh, love that shadow. It would work so good with this palette. So good. And yeah, huge pan size. They're always having sales. They have sales on the constant. Like, I don't think I have known Juvia's Place to not be having a sale, so you'll be fine. All right, let's see. I've got 3 more eyeshadow palettes and 2 face palettes. So this one, okay, this was hard for me because as I was going through, you know, Sephora's website, looking at some of the new palettes that had released, and I was going through and I was like, well, what brands do I want to buy from? Is there a brand that, you know, has released anything? And I went through Violet Voss and I found that they still had the Flamingo eyeshadow palette on sale. It is limited edition, but they still have it, and it's been a while. And this, besides this black shade, which I don't understand, I really don't. It's a spring fantasy. There's so many really pretty pastel shades in here, and I say that these eyeshadows work really nicely. I think that they could be a tiny bit more pigmented, but as I said, if you're looking for like that springy time look, I think that you're really gonna like this palette. The shimmers are beautiful. I love Violet Voss for their shimmers. Like, they are, oh, I just got black eyeshadow all over my fingers. But their eyeshadows are really, really nice, and I dug into this palette. I really, really loved that shade Oceanfront, that blue one. I dug into that shade. So yeah, I really like this palette. I know that it is, I think it's like $45 or $65, so you are gonna really, you know, invest if you want this palette. But honestly, a couple of the palettes that are coming up are, you know, not drugstore palettes either. So if you were in the you know, if you were in the market for a new pastel palette, this is definitely one that I have enjoyed. And it's a variety. Although I don't know why they put the black in there. Like, why? Okay, somebody explain this. Why would you put a black in this palette? Let me know. Let me know what you think. I still like the palette. I still think it's really pretty. The colors blend really nicely. You know, I think that, you know, you're not going to be disappointed. Okay, this one, I had to do it. I had to do it. I was looking through my palettes and I was like, damn, I gotta just use this again. These are the Huda Beauty Neon palettes. I have the orange and the pink. I actually picked the orange because I think that these are so springy. This is like a spring fantasy. You've got the yellows, you've got these beautiful peachy tones here. And although a lot of people did not love these sparkly eyeshadows, I really like them. I think that if you pack them on, especially with your finger, you're gonna get high impact. I've really liked these little mini palettes from her. I have a couple of them. I really wanted one of the nude, the new nude mini palettes, but I was just like, do you really need it? Or she just came out with some pastel palettes as well. Oh, I really don't need any more palettes. All right, let's go into a face palette. So this is the Too Faced Natural Face Palette. Everyone knows I love this palette. It smells like cinnamon, like cinnamon something. I always smell cinnamon. But yes, this palette is so springtime. So you have a matte bronzer up in the corner here called Sunny Honey. Really, really nice bronzer if you're my skin tone. Then you have this one, which is Tropic Like It's Hot. Now this is a little bit glowy. And I really don't think that it's made to be like, you know, put in the hollows of your cheeks or anything like that. The way I like to use this is I will literally go into it lightly and I will go around the top of my forehead, and it just gives you a really sun-kissed look if you're into it. It's you know, it's still gonna be, I don't want to say sparkly, but it's still going to be like you're going to see the luminescence in it. So if you don't like that, then, you know, you're probably not going to be in love with this product here. But, you know, the rest of the products are freaking fantastic as well. So, you know, this was probably my least favorite product if I was going to pick one. But I think the way I was using it, I was just being way too heavy-handed with it. So yeah, anyway, let's get into the blushes. You have Pink Sand and Pink Wink. Beautiful pinky blush and a beautiful neutral blush, obviously springtime. And then you have two highlights. One is a golden highlight. I don't know if you can see that. I'll be showing swatches. One's a golden highlight and one is more of a pinky highlight. These are so pretty. They go on, they're not like glass skin, but they're very like angelic and like, you know, oh look, you know, look at me, oh so pretty. Like, I really love it for like medium to light skin tones. I think you'll really love this. The packaging is so weighty, so freaking weighty. I'm so surprised when I got this from Too Faced. I was like, damn, this is beautiful. Like, they have been redoing their packaging into something really, really special, which is great. Although I do kind of feel bad that cardboard is kind of being phased out just for the sheer fact that it's, you know, it's so much better to use. Either way, this is a really nice palette and I love this since the minute I got it. Absolutely beautiful powders. All right, last eyeshadow palette. Again, first, I just love burgundies, obviously. This is the Just Peachy Mattes palette, and everybody knows this freaking palette, but I think this is so spring related, and it works like beautifully. If you have any shimmer shadows, if you have light champagne shimmer shadows, if you have like toppers, God knows I've got toppers. This is a beautiful accompaniment of those toppers, and you're able to use those and have a fully matte palette with some really, it's clearly you're going to get a peachy burgundy tone from this. So do not go and purchase this if you don't like peachy or burgundy, clearly. But for some reason, I like spring and peachy burgundy colors just go together for me. I have no idea why. But I love this palette. The shadows are really, really nice. They were a little bit powdery, And like they kind of reminded me a little bit sometimes of, now this would go in and out. Sometimes it would work and sometimes it wouldn't. It depended on the base I was using, but sometimes those shadows do not layer great over top of each other. Now, if you go from darkest to lightest, it'll be okay, but if you try to like blend, you know, like one of these peaches with another peach or a light brown, sometimes it just gets like weird and muddy. That's the only thing I noticed while using this. Now, I don't know if that's because this is an all matte palette and I just maybe try to use too many shades at one time. I'm not sure, but either way, I just wanted to like point that out a little bit, that when I was using this, I was like, huh, like why are these layering over each other? But when I used like just a couple shades, it worked out beautifully. So sometimes eyeshadows can be like that. Last but not least, guys, I have this. Now I always feel bad about this for some reason, because when I am an avid Tati watcher. I watch Tati a lot. I love her as a beauty guru, and I remember she said she hated this and I was so upset because I really love this. Now, she is not a glowy blush girl, and honestly, I have so many glowy blushes. I really love them. So I can maybe understand that is why she doesn't love this. This is, and I'm not sure if you can get this still. I think this was a holiday release, but I am definitely going to be pulling this one out. This is the Hot Tryst Cheek Palette. And I think this is so pretty. They are like a baked gelée formula. The highlighters are probably my favorite. And like, get a freaking grip. They're so like, oh, they're so finely milled and really pretty. Also, the blushes, like, she said that they laid down on the skin weird. And every time I go to use this, a blush. Let's just use this brush. It's kind of a contour brush, but it's the same thing. I'm going to go into Bowery, which is this like peachy kind of blush right here. See, I don't know. I like it. I like it a lot. But I'm thinking that she's just not the like glowy blush type, because I think this is beautiful for spring. Because these are like a baked gelée formula, you can even go in, if you're a lighter skin tone, you may actually be able to use the darker blushes, because it's like, you know, you don't pick up a ton on your, oh, thank God. I have dropped so many palettes over time, and one day I am going to break one, but I didn't. And so yeah, even if you're light skinned, you may be able to use those darker blushes. Try not to go overboard like I did, but you know. There you go. That's not bad. All right, guys, that was everything. I showed the swatches of this one. This is like a baked gelée formula, and I don't know if you can get this still, but I'll try and see if I can find something comparable that they sell right now. I just wanted to throw this in just in case you had it in your collection and you were like, I should pull that back out. Definitely pull some stuff back out. You see what I'm going for with the, you know, like very springy, like pastel color type of vibe. I'm sure you have something in your collection that's just like that. Anyway, make sure you guys follow me on, you know, Instagram, and I, you know, post at least once a week on my YouTube channel, so you do want to subscribe and press all so that you guys get all of my notifications. All right? Yeah, I think that that's good. All right. Mwah. I love you guys so, so much. Stay safe, stay home, and yeah, have a good day, night, evening, whatever.